two teenage girls, a hiking trail, a video recording of their own killer. For 7 years, the case went cold. Then, a shocking arrest revealed the killer had been hiding in plain sight the entire time. This is the Delphi murders. February 13, 2017. Delphi, Indiana. A small town of just 3,000 people. The kind of place where everybody knows everybody. Where kids ride bikes without helmets and doors are left unlocked. On this Monday, schools were closed for a teacher planning day. It was unseasonably warm for February. Perfect weather to get outside. 14-year-old Liberty German and 13-year-old Abigail Williams decided to go hiking on the Monon High Bridge Trail. Libby's older sister, Kelsey, dropped the girls off at the trail entrance at 1:45 p.m. They were supposed to be picked up by Libby's dad a few hours later at 3:15 p.m. The girls were excited. They took photos, they posted on Snapchat, they were having fun. But at 3:15 p.m., when Libby's father arrived at the pickup spot, the girls weren't there. He called Libby's phone. No answer. By 5:30 p.m., both families were searching the trails, calling their names. By 6 p.m., the Delphi Police Department launched a full search operation. The next day, February 14, 2017, Valentine's Day, the bodies of Libby German and Abby Williams were found in the woods, half a mile from the hiking trail. They had been murdered. But before she died, Libby did something extraordinary, something that would haunt investigators for years. She recorded her killer. Libby German was 14 years old. She loved softball, photography, and spending time with her best friend, Abby. Abby Williams was 13. She was an athlete, a straight-A student, and known for her kindness. The two girls were inseparable. They'd been best friends since elementary school. On February 13th, they were excited for their day off. Libby brought her iPhone. She loved taking photos and videos. She posted to Snapchat throughout the afternoon. At 2:07 p.m., Libby posted a photo to Snapchat showing Abby walking across the Monon High Bridge. The old railroad trestle was over 60 feet high and more than 800 feet long. Many of the wooden planks were rotted or missing. It took courage to walk across it. That Snapchat photo would become one of the last known images of the girls alive. Timeline records and phone data later revealed 2:07 p.m., last Snapchat post. 2:13 p.m., Libby's phone stops moving according to GPS data. 3:11 p.m., Libby's father arrives at pickup location. No sign of the girls. 5:30 p.m., search begins. Police searched through the night using flashlights, drones, and K9 units. Volunteers from all over Carroll County joined the effort. The next morning, around noon on February 14th, searchers found the bodies of Libby and Abby on the north bank of Deer Creek, about 50 feet from the water. Both girls had been murdered. The exact cause of death was never publicly released, but authorities described the crime scene as physically challenging and said the girls had been killed in a unique way. Police immediately knew this was no random act. This was planned, deliberate, and evil. But here's what changed everything. On Libby's phone, investigators found something that would become one of the most haunting pieces of evidence in American true crime history. Before I show you what Libby recorded on her phone, if you're into deep dive true crime cases that go beyond the headlines, you need to subscribe right now. We cover cases the media forgets, cases that deserve justice. Hit that subscribe button. You won't regret it. Now, let's talk about the video. On Libby German's iPhone, police found a video recording. At some point during their walk across the Monon High Bridge, Libby sensed danger. She discreetly activated her phone's video recorder and pointed it in the direction of a man who was following them. The video is grainy. The audio is muffled, but it's there. In the video, you can see a man walking toward the girls on the bridge. He's wearing a blue jacket, jeans, and a hat. His hands are in his pockets. His head is down. Then you hear his voice. 3 words: cold, commanding, down the hill. Police believe this was the moment he ordered the girls off the hiking trail and into the woods, where he murdered them. Libby's quick thinking gave investigators the most important clues they would have for the next 5 years: a photo of the suspect and a recording of his voice. On February 15, 2017, just 2 days after the murders, Indiana State Police released the photo to the public. They called him Bridge Guy. The image went viral. Millions of people shared it. Tips poured in from around the world. But despite the photo, despite the audio, despite one of the largest investigations in Indiana history, the case went cold. Weeks turned into months. Months turned into years. In April 2019, more than 2 years after the murders, police held a press conference and released additional evidence. A second sketch of the suspect, younger looking than the first. A longer clip of the audio recording. A new statement: "We believe you're hiding in plain sight." Investigators said they believed the killer was local, someone from Delphi or the surrounding area, someone who knew the trails. But still, no arrest. By 2022, the case had become one of the most infamous unsolved murders in America. True crime communities obsessed over every detail. Hundreds of online sleuths analyzed the video frame by frame. And then, in October 2022, everything changed. On October 26, 2022, more than 5.5 years after the murders, Indiana State Police announced they had arrested a suspect. His name, Richard Allen. 50-year-old Richard Allen was a CVS pharmacy technician in Delphi, Indiana. He had lived and worked in Delphi for years. He was married. He had no significant criminal record. He was, by all accounts, a quiet, unremarkable man. But here's the shocking part. Richard Allen had been on police radar since the very beginning. On February 17, 2017, just 4 days after the murders, Richard Allen walked into the Delphi Police Department and told officers he had been on the Monon High Bridge Trail on the afternoon of February 13th. He said he was there between 1:30 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. He said he saw 3 girls on the trail but didn't interact with them. He said he walked out to the bridge, then left. Police took his statement and filed it away. For more than 5 years, that tip sat in a file cabinet. It wasn't until September 2022, when a volunteer tip line coordinator was reviewing old leads, that Richard Allen's name resurfaced. The coordinator noticed that Allen had placed himself at the crime scene at the exact time the murders occurred. Investigators took a closer look. They pulled Richard Allen's 2017 interview. They compared his voice to the audio recording from Libby's phone. They examined his physical appearance and compared it to the Bridge Guy photo. It was a match. On October 13, 2022, police executed a search warrant at Richard Allen's home. They seized firearms, electronics, and clothing. Ballistics testing revealed that a .40 caliber pistol found in Allen's home matched an unspent cartridge found at the crime scene between the girls' bodies. On October 26, 2022, Richard Allen was arrested and charged with 2 counts of murder. The town of Delphi was in shock. Richard Allen had lived among them for years. He worked at the CVS where many of the victims' families shopped. He'd been there the whole time, hiding in plain sight, just as investigators had predicted. In November 2022, prosecutors filed additional charges. 2 counts of murder while committing or attempting to kidnapping. Richard Allen pleaded not guilty. His trial was delayed multiple times due to legal motions, leaked evidence, and attorney changes. But in October 2024, Richard Allen finally stood trial for the murders of Libby German and Abby Williams. The trial of Richard Allen began on October 18, 2024, in Carroll County, Indiana. Prosecutors presented a mountain of evidence. 1. The unspent bullet found at the crime scene, which forensic experts testified was cycled through Richard Allen's gun. 2. Richard Allen's own statement that he was on the trail at the time of the murders. 3. eyewitness testimony from multiple witnesses who saw a man matching Allen's description on the bridge that day. 4. Timeline analysis placing Allen at the exact location where Libby and Abby were last seen. But the most shocking evidence came from inside prison. After his arrest, Richard Allen was held in a maximum security facility. While incarcerated, he was placed under close observation due to mental health concerns. During this time, Richard Allen confessed to the murders multiple times. He confessed to his wife during a phone call. He confessed to his mother. He confessed to a psychologist. He confessed to corrections officers. In one recorded phone call to his wife, Allen said, "I did it. I killed Abby and Libby." Defense attorneys argued that Allen was mentally ill, that the isolation and conditions of his confinement had caused a psychotic break, and that his confessions were not credible. But the prosecution argued that Allen's confessions included details only the killer would know. The jury heard testimony from over 24 witnesses. They saw the video from Libby's phone. They heard the audio, "Down the hill." They saw autopsy photos. They heard from family members who described the unimaginable pain of losing their daughters. On November 11, 2024, after more than 17 hours of deliberation, the jury reached a verdict: guilty on all counts. Richard Allen showed no emotion as the verdict was read. Libby's grandmother sobbed. Abby's mother held her head in her hands. On December 20, 2024, Richard Allen was sentenced to 130 years in prison, the maximum sentence allowed under Indiana law. He will die in prison. But even with the conviction, questions remain. Despite Richard Allen's conviction, the Delphi case is far from closed in the minds of many. Why did it take over 5 years to arrest a man who had placed himself at the crime scene from day one? Investigators admitted that Richard Allen's 2017 tip had been misfiled and overlooked for years. If that volunteer hadn't reviewed old tips in 2022, Allen might never have been caught. Was Richard Allen acting alone? Some online investigators and true crime communities believe there may have been a second person involved. Early in the investigation, police released 2 very different sketches of the suspect, fueling speculation that there were multiple perpetrators. However, prosecutors have stated they believe Richard Allen acted alone, and there is no evidence of a conspiracy. What was the motive? Richard Allen has never publicly explained why he murdered Libby and Abby. Prosecutors believe it was a crime of opportunity. He saw 2 vulnerable girls alone on a trail and decided to act. Why were certain details of the crime scene never released? To this day, the exact cause of death and certain aspects of the crime scene have been kept confidential. Police say this was to protect the integrity of the investigation and to weed out false confessions. Some leaked documents and rumors have circulated online, but much of the information remains sealed by court order. What we do know is this: Libby German's courage in recording her killer gave investigators the break they needed. Without that video and audio, Richard Allen might have gotten away with murder. Her quick thinking, even in the face of unimaginable terror, helped bring her killer to justice. Today, the town of Delphi, Indiana, remembers Libby German and Abby Williams not as victims, but as heroes. In their memory, the community has created scholarships, memorial parks, and youth programs to honor their lives. Libby's sister, Kelsey, has become an advocate for victims' families and continues to speak publicly about the case. The families of both girls have said that, while the conviction brings some closure, the pain of losing Libby and Abby will never go away. But they hope that their story will remind others to stay vigilant, to trust their instincts, and to never underestimate the power of courage. Libby German was just 14 years old, but in her final moments, she did what most adults couldn't. She fought back. She documented her killer. She gave investigators the evidence they needed. She may not have survived, but she made sure her killer didn't get away. And that's why her story will be remembered forever. The Delphi case is a reminder that evil can hide in the most ordinary places. But it's also a reminder that courage and quick thinking can make all the difference. If this story moved you, share it. Let people know about Libby and Abby. Let people know that justice, even when delayed, can still be served. Subscribe to this channel for more deep dives into true crime cases that need to be told. Drop a comment and let me know, what case should I cover next? Thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next investigation.